Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to session 2. I, Shilpa, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, GRIT, would like you all to welcome for 1 week FTP. It is my privilege to welcome our resource person, Dr. S.B. Goyal, from City University, Malaysia. But before that, I would like to have a short introduction about him. Dr. S.B. Goyal had completed PhD in the Computer Science and Engineering from Banasthala University, Rajasthan, India in 2012 and served many institutions in many different academic and administrative positions. He is holding 19 plus years of experience at national and international level. He has fearless inquisitiveness and enthusiasm to get abreast with the latest development in the IT field. He has good command over industry revolution, IR 4.0 technologies like big data, data science, artificial intelligence and blockchain, cloud computing, etc. He is the first one to introduce IR 4.0, including blockchain technology in the academic curriculum in Malaysian universities. He had participated as a speaker in the Bioconic 2019 event on blockchain and World AI Show 2021 event on AI. He had participated in many panel discussions on IR 4.0 technologies at academia as well as industry platforms. He is serving as a reviewer or guest editors in many journals published by InterScience, IGI, Global, Springer. He is contributing as a co-editor in many Scopus books. He is an IEEE senior member since 2013. He had contributed in many Scopus, SCA journals and conferences. Currently, Dr. Goyal is holding the position of Director, Faculty of Information Technology, City University, Malaysia. So welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, now you can share the screen.
Okay. No, still you have not given the right to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 1 minute. Sir, now you can share the screens.
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah, very good afternoon and welcome to all participants. So first of all is a conclusion to GRIT and program coordinator, Dr. Anil Kumar, and entire organizing team. You have taken the wonderful initiative to use of AI in healthcare domain. Particularly today, I want to just share my little bit experience and as well as little bit knowledge related to telemedicine in extreme conditions, challenges and barriers. As we are aware at this moment, we have all of us facing the challenges of the pandemic situation. So in this pandemic situation, lots of restriction is there. We are not able to visit to the doctor is there. And this is one type of very extreme conditions. How to handle and what are the options we have and what we can do it in this scenario. Ultimately, technology, it's a matter is there how we want to use the technology. Technology always have positive and negative aspect is there. So at this moment, there is a boom is going on artificial intelligence, IoT, and blockchain technology, where all these technologies come together in the healthcare domain. And so that's why lots of publication is arising, and everyone is talking about healthcare domain. Fundamentally, telemedicine, it should be related to transformation journey for the clinical services. There is a misconception and lots of wrong expectation from the telemedicines also. We can't replace the traditional services with the help of telemedicine, but telemedicine we can use as a tool and not a replacement of your doctor's touch. Modern view is there where we call it is technology plus medicine is a telemedicine, but traditional perspective is this telecommunication plus medicine. So time to time, this thing is changing. So let's move forward. Let's see what we can do it. So layout of the sessions point of view, let's take basic background point of view and very straightforward. We talk about a little bit medical science, position of telemedical science, digital health domain, trends towards telemedicine. Telemedicine during the pandemic, what's the contribution, what are the challenges, and history, benefit, and types, little bit background in very short. Fundamentally, in the background, we want to devote around 10 to 15 minutes. And remaining time, we want to focus about challenges, barriers, and we give the flavor of basic technology in telemedicine. So let's start with the basic aspect is there is a misconception, and let's see what is a medical sciences and what is medical sciences not. As per the literature survey, we found that medicine is not an exact science and is a science of uncertainty and art of probability. Because everything is based on the diagnosis, and diagnosis based on the investigations, and investigations point of view, we are doing some type of blood test, some type of radiologist services we are doing. So correspondingly, that means if my blood test is wrong, if my radiologist report is wrong, then entire prescription, diagnosis, treatment definitely will be wrong. So that point of view, there is a different perspective is there where we are calling is not an exact science. Let's see the position of telemedicine in digital health domain perspective. There is a multiple domains are available. Here is a like e-health we are calling is broadly telehealth, telecare, telemedicines, all are correlated to each other and little bit overlapping. Exactly, you can't do the boundary between all those things together. But in the broad umbrella, we are calling is telehealth. So telemedicine, telehealth, telecare, personal well-being is but at this moment we are talking about technology association with your telehealth point of view, technology association with your e-health point of view. So multiple perspectives there, how to move forward, and lots of complexity from the different stakeholders like patient is there, patient next scheme is there, hospital is there, doctor is there, different agencies are available. So it's a complete entire jungle is available where the lots of confusion is arising. So at this moment, we are moving towards telehealth, towards health to the telehealth point of view. So where we are talking about telehealth fundamentally is focused on telehealth education, telemedicine, and patient portal, where telemedicine is focused about interactive patient care, store and forward method is there, remote patient controlling. So different options we have availability. Like we are very used to nowadays, we are wearing a smart watch. Nowadays is a digital stethoscope is available where you can do the patient examination from the distance itself. But only thing is there, technology is ready. Only thing, people are not ready to adopt the technology. Government is not ready to support you in terms of infrastructure. Government is not ready to provide the appropriate trainings. How many telemedicine centers are available in India? I am doubtful any single center is available who is providing the official telemedicine services, telemedicine equipments. Actually, like there is institutions is there, like everyone has, there is a requirement is first aid box. Similarly, this first aid box, that type of concept we should be introduced, which is called telemedicine. One center should be in one residential apartment should be available. Telemedicine institution, telemedicine dispensary should be available in every residential apartment, in every offices. That's a time requirement is coming. So here we want to become little bit forward, but we are moving backward also. Whenever is a requirement is coming about the investment, we are moving, take one step backward. So 1 foot in the past and 1 foot in the future, that is over dilemma is there at this moment. And this is a general problem is arising at this moment, and we are not able to move forward. We are talking about lots of technology, we are talking about lots of advancement, but ultimately we are not able to take decisions. There is another factor is coming, which is called cost and quality point of view. Continuously, medical science is created the very high cost is there, but entire quality is reduced. Let's take one statistically data is there. Number of doctors and number of hospitals in 1970s and 1990s and 2010 and 2020. Number of hospitals continuously increasing, doctors increasing, but number of patients are increasing or decreasing? Definitely, number of patients are increasing. So this is not a development. This is called something we are doing wrong directions there. If my number of doctors, number of hospitals are increasing based on the population sizes, then number of patients should be reduced. But here is a complete different picture. So at this moment, telemedicine play one important role is there, where we can take immediate suggestions, immediate consultations. So whatever is a clinical service is there, some extent we can avail through the telemedicine. So corresponding, this is a one important realization is arise during the pandemic is this. So here we are talking about technology plus medicine equal to telemedicine is this. So correspondingly, pandemic has demonstrated, and everyone have realized, and government and WHO, everyone have realized the importance of telemedicines. And now, especially USA government have approved the entire what we call this insurance planning, and government have set up some clinics also, telemedicine clinics. So what we have done in the during the pandemic situation, which is one type of extreme conditions. In this extreme condition, patient with mild repository system needs evaluations. So you have three type of thing is there. You have symptoms, symptoms is there, then correspondingly you want to take decision, should I visit to the doctor or not? Or you want to confirm, you take the basic prescriptions on telemedicine systems. Even we are not ready, we are not aware, but automatically we have contacted to the doctor. Like we have the concept is family doctors is there. So we have contacted to our family doctor is there, and they are giving the prescription suggestions is there, do this blood test, then send the report to me. So patient has no symptoms of COVID-19 or have the symptoms is there. There is a quarantine is required or not, how to deal forward. Someone is already facing the critical type of diseases there. Someone have kidney failure is there. Someone have liver problem is there. Heart problem is there. And parallelly, they are facing the COVID-19 also. So how to deal in that situation? So entirely COVID have in this COVID situation, telemedicine play one important role. What action to expand the telemedicine availability during the COVID-19 pandemic? There is a different bodies is there, and the involvement of multiple actors, where we can identify the relaxing the telemedicine restrictions, pharmaceutical companies, as well as this insurance company providers, and like state government, and as well as now central government have provided lots of flexibility, and some extent they have given the flexibility is there. You can claim for telemedicine services also. So loosening the privacy regulations, allowing phone visit to your qualify your telemedicines is there. So here is an entirely thought process it changed, but people don't have the satisfaction because it's a mental blockage is this. Another constraint is coming, People don't have the adaptability for the new technologies is there. People don't have the food, how they can afford your technologies this. Even by 2024, we are expecting that internet will become a basic right, and that should be the responsibility of the government. There's a international agenda is going on. I don't know. It will be implemented by 2024 or it may be later. So there is the expectation is there. Internet should be provided as a free of cost to every citizen. So expanding the telecommunication infrastructure, where is a entire of video calling facility should be available, is entire medical report should be available. So that's a thing is required in COVID-19. What we have done, key changes to the coverage restriction for Medicare fee for service during the COVID-19 emergencies. So it should be geographical free area is there. There is no restriction is there. You are residing in this area or this area. Like you have the restriction is this hospital is under this panel of this insurance. This hospital is not under the panel. That point of view, there is no restriction is there. From anywhere you can access your telemedicine services. You can access from your home. You can access delivery through your smartphone is there. You can do it pre-existing relationship between patient and provider is there. So you need to identify it, any type of central government point of view, federally qualified centers is there, or regional or state government center they are providing. So they must be come together and they have offered the services. So let's see. I must be recommend that to everyone is there. If anyone is facing any type of heart problem from the participants or any type of basic health issues is there, they can do it installation of particular type of mobile app. In just 30 seconds, you can do your self-evaluations. You can go in the Play Store and download your Anura app. It's very interesting. And I just recommend to everyone, I can take the 30-second pause. You can install this app. Please, all of you go for Play Store and download the app, Anura. So this Anura app is based on your transdermal optical imaging point of view. Here, it's based on your blood flow in your face point of view. It can provide your how much your one is biological age, one is physical age is there of your face. It can capture it. And additionally, it can capture it about your heart rate, stress level is there, blood pressure, BMI, cardiovascular disease is there. So everything you can be calculated just within 30 seconds. If you have installed, then corresponding you can enjoy this app. So what we are doing in this app is there, you just identify and watch in this video.
Hours every day staring at our phones. But what if your phone could inform you about your health, just like having a physical, except in 30 seconds? Anura can provide a plethora of health information, all in the palm of your hand.
The technology underlying this is called transdermal optical imaging, in short, TOI.
Anura provides.
So in this way, your doctor, you want to share the entire report with your doctor, you can do the basic analysis of this and you can enjoy. So only thing is there, we are not equipped with particular type of technology. We are not used to in that sense. My doctor is not used to, I am not used to, my family member is not used to. Especially we are talking about the grandparent point of view. If your parents or grandparents are staying in your remote locations or they are not aware about the technology accommodability. So this is a challenge is coming. I hope you have installed the applications. Let's see, this is not a new concept. There is a misconception is there. We are talking about that telemedicine is just arise in last 10, 15, 20 years. No, it's a very old concept is available. It's started from 19th century, 1879, then 1922 is major development and major expectation, and 21st century is arising. In 19th century, there is just civil war is there, then correspondingly experts have identified how much medical supplies, what type of medical supply, what type of consultations is required. They have evaluated. In 20th century, 1922, they have done the predictions for the physicians to see the patient through a television screen and touch them through a MyWay, through the robot arms. There is a prediction in 1922, but at this moment is a fact in front of all of us. So we are expecting that by 2022, as a projection by this Gartner report is there, $54 billion industry. Can you imagine? $54 billion industry using telemedicines. So lots of scope is available. Just only we can grab or not. That's our choice. So telemedicine shows that we have come so far where we have started and yet still have a long way. So lots of options are available. Only thing is there, are we ready to grab? So WHO have introduced the new thing is there, which is called, they are just saying teleradiology, telepathology, teledermatology, telepsychiatry. So corresponding multiple type of options is available. So what are the benefits for telemedicines is summarized in this slide. I don't want to spend too much time on this. What type of patterns are available? Different. So here, one clinic, one hospital is communicating with other hospital. One unit is communicating with other units, clinic to clinic. Clinic to your patient is there directly. One hospital is doing the communication with the patient, or patient directly doing the communication through the mobile app. So broadly, these are the models are available where we are integrating the electronic medical reports data analysis. So all these are just creating the lots of data which can be utilized for the future point of view. So here in this figure, we are just showing that there is a requirement is come in the India or particular any country where is a society should be ready and government should be ready. Like normal hospitals is there. Similarly, there is a requirement is there, which is called telemedicine center, where is a particular call center is available, who can connect, who can available particular type of a specialist of doctor one, maybe dermatologist, cardiologist, nephrologist. So correspondingly, what is their examination report, interpretation? When you're communicating with the doctor is there, your major complaints should be black and white, should be available, or either in speech form or either in video form, in the form of message. So that's why it can reduce your waiting time. What is the previous history of the patient that should be ready? What type of use cases is there where we can apply the telemedicine? Any type of respiratory infections is there? Any type of acidity, headache, migraines, skin condition, eye, ear, discomfort, pain, women's health, or some type of basic type of gynecologist issues is there, fast track specialist referrals you want to do it, or chronic conditions, or any generalize of non-emergency thing is required. So you can apply telemedicine in fundamentally in the 4 models. Why we are discussing these 4 models is there because different type of challenges and barriers should be arise from this. Like we are talking about traditional method is there, which is asynchronous, where we call about where transmit your patient medical information non-realistic form. So you have recorded something, then you are sending. So correspondingly, another form is there where is a synchronous form is there, where is a video communication, face-to-face video form. So directly you have connected to someone, where is it through the video you have connected. Remote patient controlling point of view, you can identify where is a patient health information is gathered through technological devices, any type of technological devices where you can send for the evaluation, stored in the patient medical report for the future point of view. You have recorded like nowadays a ultrasound capsule have introduced in just 2021, where you can take in the bodies there, it can be scanned like endoscopy. So it can be scan your endoscopy, it will be insert through the mouth and it will become outside through the intestine. So it will be scan entire body is there. So that type of thing where you can come under category remote patient monitoring. You have collected the data, then you are sending to someone who can do the examination on that part. Another category is there, which is a mobile healthcare services, where you are sending the smartphone, you are sending the messages, you are tracking entire health record behavior, you can analyze through the mobile health. In this graph, we can identify there is a different type of technology is coming day by day, where is a innovation trigger, peak of inflated expectations. So big data, AI, speech to space transitions, Internet of Things. So lots of technological point of view, lots of options are available. Here people are confused which technology we should be using. Here is we call it integrate the all technologies. At this moment, this IT equipments are using artificial intelligence, blockchain, IoT together to make one particular type of instrument. You can identify the projection of telemedicine used in various health services is there, like dermatology, pathology, psychology, cardiologists. So it is a one experiment done by one researcher is there. There is around 1,000 sample data have taken. Out of 1,000 basis, they have identified how many percentage have used it for different type of categories. Let's come to the main part is there about the challenges and barriers point of view. What are the challenges and what are the barriers? Like we have discussed it, different type of patterns are available. You are hospital to hospital is communicating, hospital patient is communicating, or patient is communicating direct to the mobile app. So corresponding different type of patterns is there, asynchronous, synchronous, mobile, or remote. So correspondingly, different type of challenges should be arise depending on our backgrounds. So we are talking about telemedicine towards telemedicine technology. Ultimately, we are talking about in your system, there is either you call it a social system or technological system is there. There's a people, process, technology, and structure. These are the major fundamental parts of this. It doesn't matter which type of technology you want to implement. In your people, there is a staff is there is a person, patients is there, patient next key is available. So they have sufficient skills. They have the adaptability. These are the challenges is coming. They don't have the skills. They don't have the adaptability. Doctors don't have the adaptability. Doctors don't have the sufficient skills to analyze, to do the examination online. So there is a requirement is there. They don't have the particular type of instruments, all those things. So their business process need to define where is the efficiency and effectiveness. Where patient feel that, oh, personally, I am visiting my patient, I am visiting the personally to the doctor, or I am taking the online consultation. I feel more comfortable in online consultations. That's a confidence we should be generate through the technology. In your that culture we want to establish, and that culture point of view, you need to establish your structure is there. So government structure should be defined. Where is a government functionality, medical level point of view, or funding point of view. Functional alignment, where you are providing some services is this. Again, we are talking about like in India, we do the travel for in particular train, 1 day to 3 days journey is there. So there is a proposal is coming where we are expecting that telemedicine clinic should be established in your train also. So that technology which have multiple type of interfaces, one data movement is required. Where data movement point of view, we are talking about one clinic communicate to another clinic is this. One lab should be communicate to another lab. And this is a patient data. That patient has the full control on that side. So intelligent composable business is required, where we can talk about the plasticity point of view. So composition focus on digital experiences in terms of clinics, patients, consumers, or any type of partner is there. That partner, it may be multiple organization. That partner, it may be particular type of clinics point of view. We need to identify it. So different type of service providers are available who are playing the one important role. Intel, Microsoft, IBM, which is talking about the entire healthcare ecosystem. So that healthcare ecosystem is based on fundamentally in the center is this intelligence, artificial intelligence in the center is available. So we are talking about AI engineering in your healthcare domain, where we are talking about everyone, we should be aware it, multiple stakeholder, you need to identify it, different culture, people, tools, what purpose we want to do it, efficiency, effectiveness, and entirely successful deployment is required. That is only possible when we are using the concept of data operations point of view, model operation, development operations point of view. There is a security, governance, explainability, and privacy preserving is a major concern is coming. And these are the current challenges is arising in terms of AI engineering. So as per the statistically, especially Gartner is just saying that 51% of AI projects make it from pilot to production in healthcare provider organizations. So AI, Gartner have given the very clear statistically data. And if we summarize it overall, these challenges point of view, we can see there's a three different perspective is this. We called is people centricity, location independence, and resilient delivery point of view. People centricity point of view, we are talking about internet of behaviors. How people are not, we are not talking about how people are using the services, how people are behaving on the internet. That's very important aspect is there. You are searching something, but how you're behaving, that should be captured through your machine learning point of view. So total, what is your total experience is coming in your people centricity point of view, how you are interacting with the another people when you're using the AI services. So that total experience we are capturing. Privacy, enhancing the computations. So if people are too much worried about their privacy aspects, so how to provide that privacy? Here, blockchain is contributing very important role in that sense. Location independence is another aspect is there. Doesn't matter on physically you are available in which location, but you can access the entire scenario. So different type of options as a cloud model is offering. So anywhere operations you can do it. Cybersecurity mashup is going on. So all these things is arising because of location independence. We are talking about resilient delivery. Another side is there, where is the intelligent compositable business should be arising, as we have discussed, AI engineering, hyper automation. There is a too much automation is going on. Everyone is talking about AI, but ground reality, they are using the AI or not. That's a different perspective and matter of the discussion that's going on. So here is hyper automation. So here we should be realized that healthcare ecosystem is moving towards digital healthcare ecosystem. That's a basic fundamental requirement. So in the center, if you can observe it, multiple network infrastructure is available where you can connect with your hospital, patient, network operators, wearable device manufacturer, financial institutions. So different type of stakeholders, companies they are available, R&D sector is available, or any public health institutions are available. So all those things are connected together, but fundamentally they are based on your ICT infrastructure. So that ICT infrastructure is please mute to others. I think some noise is there in the background. So fundamentally, at this moment, around 871 companies is there.
Now is it okay, sir?
71, which is offering the different type of applications and different type of instruments, which is a clinic admin services, digital medical devices is there, or health record management services, which have incorporated almost a blockchain concept. Population health management point of view, online health community point of view, patient engagement, and genomics point. Medical big data is offering mobile fitness point of telehealth, IoT fitness, remote monitoring, online health sites, healthcare mobile communications, healthcare marketing, robotics. So different type of options is available. Almost around 871 or plus services are available. These are the major service providers. If challenge is coming again, if you see in this slide is there is a challenge is coming. Someone is focusing on clinical admin, someone is focusing on digital medical devices or medical record point of view. This is the time is there where we are talking about interoperability. Integration is required where we can transfer your data one type to another type. This is a missing part at this moment. So different type of providers, patients, and payers are available. who is providing your service. So different perspectives, and they are thinking from digital healthcare system from different perspectives, and they have different type of challenges. So total experience, you can identify it, where we can see something is about total experience point of view, where you can connect multiple type of bridges, internal ecosystem, private ecosystem, public ecosystem. So we are talking about entire healthcare ecosystem, which is connected through the electronically. So complexity you can arise. You are selling your product, you are providing your pharmaceutical company services, medication you are providing, any type of system you are providing where patient can do any type of self-checking. Recently, in the particular Chennai have installed one type of ATM machine where you can do the particular self-analysis. So they can provide your what we call is cardiologist, nephrologist, liver, and another basic parameter where around 2,700 blood test report should be generated instantly based on your just you stand on the machine and touch your feet. Corresponding that entire blood report, entire those things should be generated automatically just in 30 seconds. So this is the ecosystem we are generating, where the ecosystem partner should be arise, heart institutions, primary care, physicians should be arise. So there is a combination is coming where we can join hand together and move forward. There are different type of stakeholder we call it as inpatient room or patient home or clinic, specialty offices or patient work locations. So different type of patients locations are available. Based on that, we can utilize the concept of the cloud, and like traditional cloud have the concept is there, SaaS, PaaS, IaaS. So correspondingly, you can utilize those things, and similar type of challenges are available. Whatever the traditional challenges of SaaS, PaaS, as IaaS available, infrastructure as a service is available. Similarly, those challenges is applicable in your telemedicine. Cybersecurity, again, when we are talking about data is moving from one node to another node, peer to peer, and one clinic to another clinic. So again, data is moving, that protection is required. So cybersecurity mesh is required, where is extending your entire control, where is every digital asset, anywhere you can access it. So adaptability, your access, security configuration, content control. As a policy, we don't have any policies there. So policy enforcement is required in terms of cybersecurity, where everyone get the awareness. Should be don't share your data to anyone. That should be awareness is required. So foundational security services, where we can talk about like traditional distributed system have on type of challenges, extended detection and responses, how to do it. If any type of attack is happen, then how to respond. So people are not aware about how to handle these cybersecurity concerns. In terms of technicality point of view, especially if someone want to do the research in ICT, IT areas there, where is you want to develop any type of equipment, or you want to do open for the PSD point of view. So there is a adoption of the robust security and privacy policies is one. Management side is one part is there, where is insurance companies are providing how to get the approval, what type of approval should be provided. So there is a mental blockage is there, and people are not ready. So corresponding how to come out, what are the challenges is coming. Similarly, health record management point of view, as we have discussed it, different type of application, different type of softwares are generating the report is there, but there is a integration is missing. That integration is another aspect. How to do the integration? Then correspondingly interoperability arising, technicality point of view. So implementation of flexible, secure IT infrastructure, including resilient networking capabilities, how to implement, what type of network infrastructure, what type of training is required, how your data is technically secure. When your data is moving and you are using the concept of the cloud, then What the security is arising, like traditional security model is offering and claiming that our data is secure, but it's a matter of the debate. So that's why people are using the concept of the hybrid cloud. So some extent they want to take the precautions. Interoperability between devices and software solutions. When you're transmitting your data from your laptop to mobile to laptop, or you're using any type of digital stethoscope or any type of digital type of ECG, where is a ultrasound is available at your home purpose, you can integrate. How to integrate? How data is moving from one table to another table with respect to different stakeholders. Straightforward patient and providers interfaces is this. So patient and whatever is the service provider, they don't have the comfortable interfaces. So always this is a matter of the research is arising. So clinical validation, how to validate your online services, how to validate your validation. Another side is doctor is there or not. Another side is patient is valid or not. Or whatever data is coming, how to do validation, how to do planning, what type of workflow. Some guideline is missing entirely. Training is missing. That training should be provided. Validation methodology should be generated. We are treating the right patient or wrong. So major challenges is coming, which is called major concerns for the telemedicine from 5 perspectives, which is called legal, regulatory, and security point of view, technological, infrastructure, human resources, financial point of view. These are the broad spectrum we can see. These are the major challenges. Here you can see legal, regulatory, security point of view. What is the authentication is there when you are taking the service through the online? What is the authentication is there when people want to just do any type of cheatings is there? People can do the cheating on just only simple things. So how to do it? How to do the protections in that sense? Our data is 24/7 is available or not? We are doing the like CCTV camera recording or not? So corresponding privacy and confidentiality of the data one is important. Like USA have given the recently is if your spouse is there, then spouse is eligible to get the 50% nurses charges. Like home nurses, suppose traditional home nurses have the concept is there, 20 USD per hour. Then your spouse is eligible in that condition during this pandemic, 10 USD per hour. So that's a front end is coming from the government side is there, and government is providing the adaptability. So privacy and confidentiality of the data. Issues related to the responsibility for the data. Who is responsible if data is leaked? Pharmaceutical company is responsible, doctor is responsible, laboratory is responsible, government body is responsible, patient is responsible. There is a debate is going on and no one have the clear-cut answers to this. If your end, you have installed proper software and your end data is secure, but another end, what's the assurance is this? So let's see from different parts. And this regulatory, who is providing the regulatory? Either we call it Medicare, Medicaid, or self-insured, or fully insured is this. Medicare is just who is providing the central government point of view, or central and state government point of view, or self-insurance is what is the central government concern is there, or any type of central and state government which is providing the state government have introduced different type of plans is this. Technology point of view, you can analyze it where we are talking about interoperability. That interoperability again in terms of organizational perspectives. Multiple organization, clinic is available, doctors are available, some social NGOs are available who is providing the proper funding to the hospitals is there. Some corporate sectors are available which is providing the service under the CSR services. Synthetic and semantic, how to combine the multiple type of information together when data is coming from multiple sources. What are the challenges is there? There is a requirement of like big data type of challenges coming. what type of database you are using. One organization using different type of database, another organization using different type of database. So how to integrate together all together, and you can generate efficiency and effectiveness. So that's why these are the challenges is coming. Technicality point of view, interoperability in terms of technicality, whereas a open interfaces are available. Someone have closed interfaces, data integration, presentation, data exchange, data accessibility, how to do it. All those different type of algorithms need to develop it. These are the current major challenges. System accuracy, how we can believe that on the technology? What is the accuracy rate is coming? Someone is saying that 90%, 98%. But this is a testing is done just only on the sampling point of view, 1,000 people. Based on 1,000 people, you can't say population of this world is this 7.9 billion. 1,000 people you have done some testing. You can't say to adopt this system at the rate of 7.9 billion population of the world. So this is a matter of fuzziness is arising. Reliability and reproductivity is there. How we can rely on your system, what in terms of the quality, in terms of efficiency, reproductivity. Today we are generating some report is there. Again, day after tomorrow we are generating the report. So reproductivity point of view, how we can rely, or system will be work similar type of functions tomorrow also. How to do it? System dependability point of view. We are too much in terms of technology, we are too much dependent on the particular type of instruments. So that's another challenge is coming. Usability, entire application system, language challenges is there. In India, more than 40 languages is available where people are communicating. Kannada, another languages is there. So correspondingly, what type of challenges is there? People don't have the adaptability, people don't aware about the how to use your smartphone is there, how to use your install particular type of application, how to activate your registration point of view. So, and these are the another type of challenges are coming. Infrastructure, we don't have basic type of internet. If sometime we are when you're connecting through the Zoom meeting is there, Google Meet, always you find that signals are dropping, voice is not clear. So these are the challenges is coming. E-health point of view, we don't have the infrastructure. E-health is required, like traditionally we are aware about the hospital. Similarly, e-health center is required. That e-health center should be installed on every locations. In your shopping malls, in your train, in your small level of in the bus itself, it should be available in your societies, residential apartments. That some extent that investment is required. So entire national research education network should be come out where can provide the entire support. Training is required, like basic training. We have seen it in 3 Idiot movie. They have Amir Khan have demonstrated the delivery of the boys there. So correspondingly, people are not aware about these things, how to use it. So that point of view, education institution must be introduced one basic curriculum about telemedicines, and that entire lab should be established, how to do it. Usability and scalability of the services is another major challenge is there, how to use this infrastructure, how to multiply that infrastructure from one level to another level. And replica is become very costly at this moment. Attitude of another aspect is there in terms of human resources point of view, we can identify it, where we talk about attitude of health professionals. That's very important thing is there. People are not ready to adopt telehealth. People are not ready to support in your telehealth. People is the first one who always show resident. Whenever is there any changes there in terms of personal, professional, or any type of society level is there, people always oppose any type of change. People have opposed even online teaching point of view. But entire country have adopted, entire world have adopted, and smoothly is going on. So skills of the entire team, it maybe you have these skills, but your team don't have these skills point of view. You need to provide the entire training. What is your ethical role responsibilities is there, technical responsibilities, healthcare issues. What should we do it in these situations? Because you must be respond immediately. So what is your professional education is arising, how to do it, that should be associated with your professional education itself. Multidisciplinary work is there. In your online scenarios, no one is responsible for one particular type of job. Like in the hospital, there is a ward boy, nurses, doctor, any type of helping support is there. So we have the role responsibility is different. But in this online system point of view, when we are talking about telemedicines, one person must be play the role of multiple parts. So corresponding, there is a multidisciplinary work is required. Financial aspects, another parameters there where we can talk about financiality point of view. So initially, when you want to set up your clinic is this in terms of telemedicine, there is a high investment is required, very high investment initially one time. So need statistically data to project your cost reduction and improving your healthcare quality. There is a cost benefit analysis should be projected. How much people will do the travel is there. How much must be save your natural resources. Like when you're doing the travel, then lots of investment is required in your petrol, car, traveling, air flights. So corresponding how to take care of it. We need to project in that sense also. Utilization of the resources, use allocation mapping data. So at this moment, we don't have any data is there where we can project that, yes, it's a money saving point of view. It's a cost saving data, statistically data is available, where you can communicate the best doctor of the world. That boundaries should be open, where you can communicate one country to another country, one open to another countries. So that's an integration is required at multiple borders. Let's take another part, which is called barriers to the telemedicine. At this moment, we have seen what are the challenges. Now, second part, we want to see it. What are the barriers is coming? So these are the barriers is there from the different perspectives. We call it as environmental perspectives. So there is a human environment, organizational environment, technological environment, and economic environment. Let's see, first one is technological environment point of view. So lack of technological infrastructure and skills. We don't have any type of digital structures where we can do it, any type of analysis. We don't have particular type of skills, and people have very poor coverage in certain areas of particular states. Particular states don't have the basic internet facilities is there, electricity problem is there, water problem is arising. So what's a poor coverage in your certain areas of the diverse information systems is available. There is a large number of too much overflow of information is available. There is an internal tailor-made application not providing for the possibility of interconnections. There is a overflow of the information is coming. Now people are not able to take the decision where we should be approached. Government have not introduced any concept is there. You want to go for the telemedicines, then approach these centers. Like insurance companies have given the list. These are the hospitals under your categories. Similarly, there is a list should be come out from the insurance sector is there. For telemedicine, these are the possible hospitals. So that type of advertisement and that type of awareness should be required. Complex use of implemented solutions are available where we can say that technology is too much complex in terms of IT, in terms of blockchain, in terms of cloud, in terms of IoT. It's very complicated aspect is there, how to do it, how to choose out. From the perspective of service providers are not getting the confidence that it's my extra revenue generations. Service provider is thinking that it's my extra cost. So data security, confidentiality, and protection is arising from the technological. So these are the major barriers is coming from technological point of view. Another side we called is a organizational point of view. So entire organization point of view, when we are talking about organization, we are talking about like different clinic, different hospital, service provider, pharmaceutical companies is there, laboratory services, where there is a integration is required. So you need to redesign the medical care model, where is a consequent need for the learning about new healthcare model. So where you can integrate together, communicate together, ensure that there is a security is coming. So lack of strategical alignment among participants of telemedicine projects. Strategical guidelines is missing. and no one is taking the initiative to come forward and solve the problems. From last 1 year, people are ready to discuss. People have conducted the lots of workshops. People have conducted the some type of debates where people are coming, but still solution is not there. So redefinition of the some existing role and emergence of new professional profiles. So here some type of a specific training is required, where is a particular person is capable to identify one basic level of scrutiny, and they can recommend appropriate doctor. Sometimes you are not aware it what type of doctor is required. I need to go for a nephrologist. I need to go for the cardiologist. So people don't have the awareness is there. This is a better case of particular thing. Same thing is required, like when you're going for the clinic is there, you need the registration, and then corresponding you tell your basic history and services. Then particular assistant will be transferred your case to the particular type of doctor. Similarly, in the telemedicine, in proper systematic manner is required, where is the one executive should be interact with you and ready the entire, take your entire case history, collect your entire data is there, and another side he can connect with the doctor. So where you can enjoy the services with your doctor. So permanent change in which projects are forced to advance as the result of the speed of technological changes. So technology is moving very fast, but organization is not moving fast. Organization adaptability of the new technology is not there. Organization is not ready to invest. Another side we called is human factor. As we have discussed, as a human being, you have always restrictions in your mind is there. You are not ready to support. So whatever you are offering the good thing, always people show resistance to your change. So that resistance to the change routine from one in which professional feel safe, comfortable, and new, any type of new unfamiliar situation is arising, then how to react. That's a training is required. That adaptability, that mindset need to change out. So particular type of emotional bonds, sense of belonging to the project is required. People don't have the belongingness is there. They will think that it's not my project. It's not my program is there. Why should I waste my energy? So they are not ready to support. So level of individual competence in the information field or their necessary skill to perform their confidentiality, how to do it. That point of view, there is a requirement is there. People should become out that point of view. Some NGO need to come forward and they can generate some type of awareness sessions. So different interests have different type of capabilities. Companies should come forward and generate some awareness sessions as there. So concern priorities of the professionals. Different professionals have different type of priorities as there. Doctor have different type of priorities. Nurses staff have different type of priorities. So they are showing the just only interest until unless you are not getting any type of financial benefits, then people are not showing the interest. Another aspect is there, which we called is economical. So in terms of economical, initial one-time investment is required, where you can do the entire setup of your infrastructure. So initial funding and project sustainability is totally based on your economic environment point of view. What type of instrument is required? Let's see in another 5 minutes where we can get the confidence is there. Yes, initial cost is required. At this moment, there is another problem is there. People will think that just only I need the laptop and video conferencing. Yes, that's a basic need is there, but lots of basic another instruments is required where you can get some standardization. Like in the India, hospital is accredited particular type of NBH, particular type of boards is there. Similarly, telemedicine institutions, we should be categorized, standardized by ISO, by particular NABH board is there, where is a particular authority is giving the authentication. Yes, this hospital is equipped with telemedicines. So not included in the portfolio of administrative service. This is another thing is there. No one have incorporated under the administrative services there. No hospital is mentioning that we are providing the telemedicine services under your insurance coverage. So like a well-defined and explicit economical framework, which provide the adherence to the all organization perspectives. So overall, you can identify in this scenario is there where you can say there is a security, privacy, data interpretability is there. In this slide, we have tried to merge everything. So there is a patient support is coming, different type of facilitator, motivation, engagement, family involvement is required, familiarity with healthcare services. So entire type of patient, what is your past history is there. That's are the facilitator point of view. That's a basic information is required. Once you have collected your basic information, this is called, and familiarity with the system is there, then you can do the correlation, how to move forward. So internal influence is there, some barriers is arising is there, which is talking about clinical patient communications, that body language is not defined, how to communicate, how to give the confidence to the patient, how to give the confidence to the doctor is there, where you are feeling that, oh, I am sitting in front of the office itself. Face to face, I am sitting in front of doctor. So that type of confidence, that type of body language, we are not used to in that context. And we don't have any type of equipments. So all these type of health office, health home office contributor is there, which have different type of influences factor is there. You need to identify, which is called external influences. And another type of barrier is arising. So you need to identify, you need to support, identify your infrastructure, then move forward. What type of influence in terms of the barrier is there, which we call internal and external. So in your internal, you have resistance, adaptability of the new system, support to the new system. Poor body language and communication, you need to identify, that need to take corrective actions from the individuality point of view. It is coming from service provider, it is coming from the doctor, it is coming from the patient, it is coming from patient relatives. So patients' negative perceptions of home health consultations. People will think that, oh, it is not possible, I get the proper consultation online. That's a wrong perceptions is arising. Another side is there from the external, where is the infrastructure or any type of environmental, you can identify it. Slow internet speed is there, poor network signal connectivity, difficult to use, interfacing is not comfortable is this. Organizational support is not available in terms of hardware, software, infrastructure support point of view, integration point of view, or any type of abstraction is there where you can get the complete thing. Like you can get something, one basic thing is required at the telemedicine, like we are talking about first aid box. So some basics first aid box is required, which is called digital stethoscope, ECG, EKG. That's digital, where patient can operate himself. Home ultrasound, skin dermoscope, digital outoscope for ENT point of view, or EPTZ video camera is there, where these are the some basic thing is required, where we call it, yes, it's a basic first aid telemedicine. Only we are talking about basic point of view. It's not complete. It's a big range is available, but that's a basic part. Let's see some demo in terms of digital stethoscope. So here we have seen it. We are providing a digital stethoscope where you can get the entire, and doesn't matter your doctor is sitting in USA or you are sitting in adjoining of you, he can watch to you in the similar type of examination, he can do it. So that's the importance is coming about the infrastructure. Similarly, patient can do it ECG yourself. So consequently, you can identify it, how to do it. So you can see it, you can do your ECG very quickly is there where you can communicate and transfer your data. Similarly, there is equipment is available where say you can take your ultrasound yourself. So any type of emergencies arising related to ENT examination point of view, easy self-use devices are available where you can utilize it.
For around $40 to $75. Depending on the model, it can come with its own monitor or a cable that can connect to a smartphone or a computer. Once turned on, the camera itself provides its own light source. First, make sure the camera is oriented so that you know which way is up. Digital otoscopes have a fixed focal length of about 2 to 3 centimeters, so if the camera is positioned too far away, the video image will go out of focus, as you can see here. The diameter of the camera itself is about 3.9 millimeters with a viewing angle of 70 degrees and a depth of field of 20 to 30 millimeters. Before use, attach the adapter. Gently pull the ear backwards to straighten the ear canal. Slowly and gently insert the camera into the ear canal. All movement should be slow and gentle. If the image is off center, tilt the camera angle to recenter. As you can see, this child has earwax debris present in the ear canal. In the distance, you can also see the eardrum. When examining the nose, slowly and gently insert the camera tip up against the nasal tip. Slowly adjust the camera angle so that it is perpendicular to the face. As you can see, the septum and nasal terminus can be easily seen. A clear nasal passage can also be observed. Finally, a clear image of the mouth can also be obtained with a digital otoscope. A digital otoscope can provide essential information on the overall health of the ears, nose, and mouth in the comfort of the provide
So you can see it, you can provide, you can transmit your data to the doctor is there, and the parallel doctor is available and watching your data. Similarly, any type of skin problem is arising, then skin point of view, another type of skin stethoscope is available, which is called skin dermoscope. In skin dermoscope, you can zoom it, your entire skin is there, you can do it testing. Let's see the small demo of that one also. So you can connect with your Windows, Linux, Android, any type of device in your laptop or in your mobile, you can connect. You can zoom and you can, doctor can watch you from the distance. You are transmitting immediately your data through the internet. There is one important setup is required, like when we are talking about, like I am talking and you are talking at this moment. At this moment, we are not able to zoom your camera, right? Video point of view, we are not able to zoom 10 times, 20 times. So here, which is called electronic pan tilt camera and zoom. Here, doctor can take the control on your camera, and that camera can be connected and controlled through the Zoom meeting. That's very important devices available. And personally, I have used also.
You just plug your HuddleCam HD camera. This works with most all of the HuddleCam HD cameras, except for our basic 3x camera. You plug it into your computer and boom, it works. So all you need to do is have someone on the far end, once this feature is enabled, to request camera control. And when someone requests it, it looks like this. A little approve button or decline button comes up. Once you approve it, they can get camera control. You just plug your HuddleCam HD camera. This works with most all of the HuddleCam HD cameras, except for our basic 3X camera. You plug it into your computer and boom, it works. So all you need to do is have someone on the far end, once this feature is enabled, to request camera control. And when someone requests it, it looks like this. A little approve button or decline button comes up. Once you approve it, they can get camera control. And this shows you here, you right click the video of someone on the far end and you can request camera control. If they have a HuddleCam HD camera on the other side, they will get those PTZ camera controls. So you'll have that pan, tilt, and zoom feature in the bottom right-hand corner. Let's go ahead and show you guys what this looks like. Hi, Tess, why don't you go ahead and request PTZ camera control?
Coming right up.
So Tess is going to go ahead and right-click my video. She is going to request PTZ camera controls. I have a 10X camera here. You can see I can click the approve button, and this is the camera I have connected right here. This is a 10X, HuddleCam 10X G3. Tess, why don't you go ahead and control this camera? So now she has the ability to pan, tilt, and zoom this camera. You can see it's only connected via USB 3.0. That's power there. So USB directly to my computer. If I scoot this over, you guys can see that. Right here is just a single USB connection to my computer.
So in this way, you can see doctor have the full control is there. He want to come to your close, and here we want to control it. Just patient sit and automatically doctor will be controlled. He can change the direction, left, right, up and down, or zoom. They can do it zoom plus, zoom minus. So these are the some criteria there when you want to do it about adaptability of telemedicine in terms of process, in terms of structure, in terms of budget, management control, organization culture. This is the entire list is there where you can go through it and find the answer. If you find that my answer is coming almost, I'm able to find the answer of everything. So you can adopt your telemedicine as a country. You can adopt at country level, you can adopt at organizational level. So that's it from my side. If we have still, I have taken the 15 minutes for the discussions and queries. So anyone have any queries there, I'll be happy to address it. You can share a feedback. So that's why we can move forward. Let me check the feedback. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Goel sir. In chat, Vishnu Vardhan, he asked one doubt, sir.
Yeah,
sir,
please.
how much accuracy will be there in telemedicine?
As we have discussed already, this is a challenge there because these are the testing have done on the very small data. Data size is 1000. So whenever you're claiming something on the data size is 1000 and you want to offer the service to 7.9 billion, so it's a matter of question mark is coming. But at this moment, accuracy point of view, almost these companies are proposing with different devices, 91% to 97% they are claiming. So I can share just only data is there. What is their projections?
The same candidate asked one more doubt, sir. Sir, patient cannot buy all these devices. How can be implemented then?
Yes, it's, so that's why we are talking about need to set up is telemedicine dispensaries. So that telemedicine dispensary should be set up at your residential societies level point of view. Like all residential apartment have one type of common facility hall is there. That point of view, one clinic is required. Similarly, in the hospitals or in terms of your schooling point of view, in terms of your colleges, university point of view, or any type of spiritual places is there, Gurudwara, Mandir, or whatever masjid is available, they must be provide this type of services. They don't have the funds problem is there. Just only matter is there. They have not think out. They have not taken the initiatives.
Yeah, any queries from other participants, please?
Sir, can I ask?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I ask, sir?
Yeah, please one by one. ma'am.
Hello. Sir, this is Soumya.
Yeah, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
ma'am, you are audible, ma'am.
Yes, audible. Please continue.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon.
Questions what you answered are from my side. Sir, is there anything related to research in telemedicine, research side?
All these things, like already we have discussed the challenges, right?
Yeah.
So all those challenges is a research problem is there. Already I have mentioned it. This is a good problem for any type of researcher, like interoperability point of view. When you're transferring your data from one organization to another organization, integration of the data is required. That's the one major problem is coming. And this is a one traditional computer science and IT point of view is a major problem is arising, interoperability. Another is security and privacy. How much we are seeing that my data is secure in your cloud is there. Still, that's a challenge is coming. Rule regulations point of view, regulatory bodies, how to come out, what are the guidelines is there. So here there is a problem is arising and research problem from the management perspective as well as technical perspective as well as social science perspective is this. So lots of problems are available, which I have covered in entire my challenges point of view. You
Yes,
can pick out
yes.
any problem. You can pick out any problem and start the work. Lots of data exchange, the data presentation, data exchange point of view. We are talking about there is a integration is required, blockchain, IoT, and AI. When you're using all those technologies together, then it's become very difficult how to implement. That implementation is a big challenge. And that point of view, lots of research is going on. So you can pick out any area.
Sir, one more question from my side.
Yeah, please.
In the session, you have shown very good examples. Really, it's worthy to have your session today. Such equipment which are required for telemedicine, if we want to buy, how much it cost altogether? You have shown for ENT, you have shown for scan, you have shown multiple devices, which I really don't know, which I learned from this session. What will be the total cost of such devices?
See, total devices, if we do the equipped, especially in Indian currency is point of view, we called is around 3.5 lakh.
Okay, that scanner and the ENT,
Yes,
everything.
yes, everything is available under 3.5 lakh.
Oh,
not very expensive.
Oh, super.
So that's why I have given the suggestion in that context is there that clinic should be established at like first aid kit point of view. That should be available and your railway station, bus stand, everywhere should be available. So that's why immediately you can approach the doctor.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vishnu.
Yeah, any other participants?
I think everyone have completed their doubts, sir.
Okay, if no one have the doubt is there, then I just say thank you to everyone. If anyone have any type of queries is there after the session also, still you can contact to me. My email in front of you, my WhatsApp number in front of you. You can just feel free to comfortable and contact me. I'll be happy to answer it.
Sir, if no doubts, then we'll conclude the session. So thank you, sir, for taking your time. It was really a very wonderful presentation, sir, about your videos. Very informative. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Bharati.
Please
Dr.
fill
Singh,
the
thank you very much.
participants. There is a feedback link in the chat. Please fill that for your attendance also. And also it is a feedback link.
So Goyal sir, especially personally from GRIT, thank you so much, sir, to accept our invitation in your busy schedule also. As a director, we know how much busy you are.
It's my pleasure, Dr. Neil.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you to all coordinate and participants for your patience. Let me disconnect, right?
Yes, sir, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.